Having a real good quality holster for your firearm, to me, is just super important. And a lot of guys, I've seen it a number of times, buy just cheap holsters. I mean, they'll spend $500–600 on a pistol and then buy just a cheap nylon type holster, or even a cheap Kydex holster. And you know, Kydex is the rage, and it's definitely something that, you know, a lot of people love, myself included. But there's just something about leather that I love, and not only just leather, but exotic leather. This is a shark skin leather inside the waistband holster for my HK P30 SK. I really wanted something very unique for the P30. You know, HK makes really top-notch firearms anyway, and I wanted a top-notch holster. So my good friend John over at JacksonLeatherwork.com, he's done a number of holsters for me. Just super quality. And, you know, I didn't want something just generic. I wanted something that fit the gun really well. Of course, the P30 SK is, you know, a brand new gun pretty much. And in fact, I just did a review on this gun. I have the P30, and, you know, I just really loved it when they came out with the compact version, because it really allows me to carry this gun. In fact, I've been carrying this pretty much 24/7, you know, beside on my nightstand. For about, well, as soon as I got it, and really did all the tests and really made sure it was reliable. The one thing about Jackson Leatherwork, though, is he has access to whatever kind of leathers, you know, you're looking for. You know, one of the things he told me, though, he said, because when I requested the exotic leather, you know, he said, yeah, I don't really do a lot of exotic leathers for inside the waistband. And, you know, but that's my preferred carry. I like carrying inside the waistband. I do carry outside, and really a lot of people get the exotics because they want to show it off. I mean, they put it on their hip, they have this beautiful, you know, texturing on the holster, and they want to show that off as much as the pistol. Me, personally, you know, I don't really care about showing something off. I just want it because I like it, and something that I'm carrying every day. I mean, I'm carrying this holster, I've been carrying it every day for over a month, and I mean, you can see that it's just really holding up extremely well, which honestly is no surprise. Also got one of the mag carriers as well. You can see the beautiful texturing, and one of the reasons why, though, specifically I wanted shark is because of all the hype right now with, you know, different shark attacks that have gone on, especially on the East Coast. So before I start handling the pistol, I just want to make sure you know the gun is unloaded. It's been double checked. The magazine right here, the full-size magazine, which I typically like to carry as a backup. And that's one of the things I love about having a compact pistol of a full-size pistol, is that typically they have full-size magazines. This is a 15-round magazine for my P30, and I can carry it as a backup in this mag carrier. It's still plenty of room. In fact, the 10-round magazine, which we'll look at, it fits a lot closer, but it's really easy to grab. It makes it really discreet. So, you know, it's according to what you like to do. Personally, I'd rather have the rounds, and really, you know, this fits very well. Very nice clip system on here. The tanning on the leather is just exceptional, which, you know, John does a great job. I mean, right here with this shirt guard area. And then you have the shark. Now, this is, the texturing and the grain in here is just beautiful, and it really shows up really well. The stitching, very finely stitched. I mean, everything is done to perfection. The edges have been beveled and burnished, and just makes it really nice. What's really cool about this holster in particular is that it will fit my full-size P30, and so I can carry either one. He gave me a little bit of leeway right here at the end, which that's really what I wanted. And so that way I can carry this with comfort, and then I like the shorter grip for concealed carry, but if I really want to carry my P30, I can. But what's really cool about leather is that a lot of times similar shaped firearms will fit in the same holster. Here I have a Kydex TP9 V2. Look here, it fits right in there. In fact, it almost looks like it was made for this pistol. And that means that it will take also the HK VP9 and a lot of other pistols. Unlike when you have like Kydex. Now, this is a really nice Kydex holster for my P30. In fact, my good friend Ben over at Guardian Holsters made this for me. Just an exceptional quality to Kydex. But the big thing is these are made specifically, typically, because they shape so close to the frame of the gun. Now the TP9 will actually kind of fit in here, but it doesn't fit right. The leather seems to bond, and once you actually put leather in your belt, it'll actually help the retention as well. So just a really versatile holster system for different ones. Now he also does different kinds. In fact, this is for my Ruger LCP, and this is one that he did. It was Cayman, and just a beautiful pocket holster. Again, I'm really bad about getting these holsters and then hiding them away. But for me, it's what I know. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I really care about what I like. And that's what's the most important. I mean, the beautiful finish on the Cayman, and then on the interior. Look at that interior. That is just gorgeous. And it really fits my LCP just perfectly. Of course, he does regular holster work, and this is just a mag carrier. I've got my other holsters in the safe. I didn't have them handy. But he does really fine tanning. So if you want just a really solid leather holster in itself, he does great work. But the exotics, to me, just really trip my trigger. I mean, literally. I love this look. One of the things, he's got a very smooth side in here, which helps for draw. I know a couple of years ago I ordered a holster from this one company, a very prominent company, and I put my Browning High Power into the holster, and when I did, I could feel a little something. When I pulled it out, it had actually scratched the flipping slide. I was pretty ticked about it. In fact, even when I got in touch with the company, I mean, the guy was like, "What? I'm not really sure that's what's going on." And so, needless to say, I haven't ordered anything else from those guys. But Jackson Leather, John's really great to deal with. He's very personable, and he communicates very well. And so, it just really helps if you have any kind of issues, which he doesn't, because I've talked to him a couple of times about some other projects we've worked on. But I just want to highly recommend the extreme quality that Jackson Leather Works puts out. And I also want to recommend thinking about leather for your holster system. There are some downsides to holsters, leather holsters, because of perspiration. If you are a real heavy, have a lot of sweat, you need to be careful leaving your gun in your holster. It can cause some issues. But for me, every night when I come in, I pull my gun out of my holster, and I have a certain place for it. And so, and just keep track of it. And that's one of the things about a firearm. Even this pistol, if I'm not careful, carrying it in my pocket a lot, or not in my holster and carrying it on my body, it tends to pick up lint and different things, and that can interfere with the functioning of your pistol if you don't keep a regular check on it. And so, you need to do that anyway. Now, to show you fit, I usually keep my holster in the kidney carry, or about 5 o'clock. One thing I want to definitely warn you against is keeping it in the small of your back. If you ever fall, land on your back, you can actually break your back. It draws really smooth. I've never had it to pull out of my belt, and that's one thing you got to be careful of. You don't want to pull the holster out with your gun. And then, of course, with returning it, once you start to carry a holster, after a while, you start to really know where to put it. And that's really important to train just like that. So pulling it out, putting it back in, and just knowing where it goes. I keep my mag carrier on the weak side, being able to get to it with my pistol in my hand. So that makes it nice. One of the things about a carrier like this, though, is that it will collapse on the carrier because there's just no support there. But you can get it back in without too much effort. But getting a mag back in is less important than getting your pistol back in. Now, the standard leather holster from Jackson Leather Works typically runs, in this style, about $85. And that's handcrafted, high-quality leather. When you get into the exotics, the prices change. Now, there's a lot of different type exotics that you can go with, and you can contact Jackson Leather Works for that. You start adding about $100 to the price for your basic exotics, and it can go on up to about $200, according to how rare the leather is and how hard it is to get, how hard it is to tan, things like that. And there are a lot of different choices. In fact, one of the reasons why we went with Shark, other than just my affinity for sharks and what's been going on, is that it holds black extremely well. There were a couple of others that we looked at, but black was what I really wanted because of the P30. I think black just fits this pistol. So if you're looking for really premium leather work for holsters, guns, knives, sheaths, different things, check out jacksonleatherwork.com. And he has a really nice portfolio of all of his different work. You can get in touch with him and get a quote for, you know, whatever project you're wanting to do. Does offer a lot of different type holsters and a lot of different exotic leathers. So the Jackson Leatherwork holsters, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. That I love, and I don't really want to talk about all that. But the big thing is you know, your draws very well. I'm not even worried about the holster coming out. In fact, the holster has not, and I just can't highly recommend. A lot of his portfolio shows a lot of his work. And those bugs are like super flipping loud.